I'm high on the Pelicans this year.
So how much of the Pelicans' 130 points is the Pelicans with the combination of Zion and BI taking a jump and everything? There's the Pelicans' potency offensively, and how much of it the Nets just not playing defense?
Well, the Nets weren't a great defensive team last year. You add Royce O'Neal, you add Ben Simmons on the perimeter. You hope you're a little bit better. Kevin Durant made some phenomenal defensive plays last night, including meeting BI at the rim for a great block. But there's something about bigger teams. Valanciunas last night, Zion, of course. They just killed that team on the boards, and that's where I think. Look, I don't know what that means in the playoffs. If you're going against a Giannis and Brook Lopez, or you're going against Joel Embiid, but there's some mass down low that team is missing right now.
Yeah, and what did you think? You've obviously played with Zion. How did you think he looked? What did you think? Was there any rustiness? Was there anything that sort of?
Look, he looked like Zion. He looked bouncy. There was a couple times he got his own miss. That second jump is special. I saw the force. I saw this. I mean, he looked like Zion. He looked like someone who is in shape and fit and ready to go.
Even after last night, is there a world where we think there's going to be this is a team, obviously that made the playoffs last year, but they really turned it on at the end. Is there going to be a feeling out period for them, especially defensively? There's an incredible amount of talent on that roster, but do you think we may be overhyping them a little bit?
Well, it's a good question. And obviously with Valanciunas, they're primarily going to play drop coverage. It will be interesting to me as the season progresses how teams attack Zion on that end and what kind of coverage Willie Green opts for when they use Zion's man and pick and roll. Last night, they had him a little bit on Ben. They had him a little bit on Royce O'Neal. And I think Zion has the option, though, of playing in more of a hedge, which nobody does anymore, playing in more of a hedge coverage versus switching or in drop. And I think that's matchup dependent. So that's one thing to watch is Zion's sort of pick and roll coverage, how they deal with matchup hunting against him on the defensive end. But I think Willie is a smart coach. Having a guy like Larry Nance come off the bench and being able to switch 1 through 5, that's a luxury to have in certain lineups. I think you're right, though. I think defensively is sort of the big question mark with the Pelicans, and for them to end up being a top 4 seed, they probably have to have a top 10 to 12 defense, which I think is capable of doing.